Good day, fellow DIYers and woodworkers. My name is Thomas and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's episode we'll be talking about a tool that helps you in your daily chores. The worst out of them is sanding, at least for me. Makita Random Orbital Sander. Check out the video. If you've been with my channel for a while, you have noticed that I'm actually using this sander all the time in all my projects. And at the moment, this is my only sander that I've got in my workshop. Now, I had it for at least 3 years, hence I thought to myself, well, it's time to let you know if this tool is actually any good. So I'll tell you my thoughts about it, how it performs, and did I had any issues on the way. So back in the day, I actually managed to pick this bad boy up for about, I think it was 89 British pounds. And in the box, I had the tool itself, the dust bag, and more or less that's really it. So it's not the cheapest of the tools, it's definitely not a budget tool. But from experience, before this sander, in a course of 2 years, I had 4 different sanders. 30 quid each. So in the end I decided to purchase something a little bit better and I went for this Makita. Straight away, to answer the most obvious question, does it still work? Yes, it does, and it performs as new. I definitely had no issues with it at all. It works fine, never ever failed me. And I've been sanding different projects, not only wood but obviously resin as well, wood and resin and all the finishes, some refurb stuff. So I had, for example, an old table with a layer of really hard lacquer. That took a while, but this machine managed to do that, and it runs for hours and hours without getting too hot. And it just works. So with that question out of the way, let's proceed to the next points. This Random Orbit sander packs 300 watts of power and is definitely plenty for this tool. I had no issues with it being not powerful enough for any project, so that's fine. The OPMs goes from 4,000 to 12,000 and it's easy adjusted by the scroll over here. So it goes from obviously level 1 right up to level 5. For your general most common sanding, you're probably going to stick to 3.5, maybe 4 maximum. The size of the disc it will take, it's 125 millimeters, aka 5-inch. So that's the most common disc size you will have. Obviously it may not be the perfect solution if you've got a large table to actually sound down. You probably want to have something a little bit bigger than this, but for a general purpose DIY like myself, it's definitely more than enough to tackle my projects. Another cool feature that this machine has is this additional handle over here. So obviously you've got the main body, you can hold it like so, you got the front, and the rubber itself, it's really nice, really sturdy, and it's easy to grab. It will not make your hands tired. But in addition, you got this knob, and actually you can undo it and put it in any place you want. So for example, like so, or at the front as you've seen, or from the other side, depend if you're right-handed or left-handed or what your project requires. You can just easily take it all off and you've got it like so. So absolutely fantastic addition to this sander. So your start button is over here. You can click that and then lock it in place like so, and then you've got constant operation, so you don't have to press the buttons. So it eases the workflow a lot. At the back, obviously, you've got your plate. It's hook and loop system, and you've got 8 holes to get the dust out of your workpiece. And when it comes to the dust collection of this machine, I have to say it's really good. Obviously, it's not perfect because none of the tools will be, but for a, let's say, 80-90 quid tool, it's actually very good. Even with the bag itself, it manages to catch a lot of dust. But I have to say, I don't really use the bag. I've got my shop vac that actually hook up to this machine, and it works a charm. Okay, so a lot of fantastic and good points about this machine, and at this point I would recommend it to everybody. But unfortunately, like most of the tools, it does have its own problems, and they are actually quite important to think about before buying this tool. Now, as you already probably noticed, the dust extraction port, as you can see, it's really in this awkward type of size. It's really small. It measures, let's have a look, 2 centimeters in diameter, as you can see. So it is absolutely tiny, and none of the normal hoses will actually fit that. But I was actually quite lucky. One day I decided to purchase a bag of different connections from eBay, and one of them actually fits perfectly. So that's definitely a downside for this machine, having a dust port of this size, and you will have to buy some sort of an extension for it so it will fit your shop vac. But for me, there is even a bigger problem with this machine. The hook and loop system, the plate itself, it actually doesn't last very long. The hook and loop system, it basically wears out way too quick to what I would expect from a machine that costs around 100 British pounds. I would expect something a lot better. But obviously you can get this part and change it, no issues there. Now in the last 3 years, this will be, because I'm coming to the point where this is not holding the discs anymore, so this will be my 4th time in the last 3 years that I'm actually going to be changing this plate. And here's the problem. The original piece, the original plate, costs about 30 British pounds. So if I bought this machine for 90 quid, it's 1/3 of the price. So as you can see, you have to add a lot of money to keep up this brilliant tool going. And unfortunately, I don't think that's the best solution. And to be fair, just recently, basically yesterday, I've ordered a replacement plate for £7.99. Obviously it's not the original part, and I'm just wondering how it's going to perform, if it's going to be the same, better or worse. Obviously I can make a video later on, let's say in 3-4 months, and let you know how I got with that. But it's a lot of money to be paying for an upkeep of a tool, and I don't think that's actually feasible. 30 quid for this plate, that, you know, I'm only a DIYer, so I don't use this machine every single day, 8 hours a day. So imagine if you've got a business, this will end up wearing out really quick. Okay, so let's cover 2 more points. The first one is the vibrations from the machine, as you will be working with it for hours on end. As you know, sanding doesn't last 5 minutes. And I have to say the vibrations on this machine are absolutely fine. I had no issues. I've never felt like super tired after using this machine, or my hands didn't ache or anything like that. So it is a well designed machine, and the grips and the handles absolutely fine, no issues there. And the next thing is obviously how loud it is. So let's have a look how loud this machine is. As I said before, you're going to be working with it for few hours on end. So I've got my a decibel reader, so let's check it out. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna do the test with the machine a meter away from the reader. And we'll start from level 1, going right up to level 5. And now let's take the reader right next to the machine, as you are actually going to be using it from this angle. So as you can see, and here on the max setting, which is 12,000 OPMs, it is quite a loud machine, so ear protections is a must. And obviously try not to use it after 10 o'clock at night or before 6 AM, as you will have the local council on your head. Time for a bit of sanding? Why not? A grit 80, let's whack it on. I'm actually going to take off this silly thing. As I mentioned before, I am using a shop vac with a automatic start. So when I turn on this machine, the shop vac starts. Absolutely brilliant. First of all, let's check out this rough sawn cherry wood. As you can see, it's well, it's a nasty piece of wood. Let's sand this down. Absolutely dead smooth. Really good job. And that is only grit 80. Painted piece of pine. Look at that. Fantastic job in no time. Okay, so heading to the conclusions. It's a love and hate relationship with this tool and me. You know my channel and my way of thinking. Budget tools are sometimes actually quite good. They're not too bad, and I don't like to spend a fortune. But sometimes, you know, you've got these jobs to do, like sanding, where I absolutely hate it. And if I've got a tool that will help me with that job to get it a little bit more manageable or quicker or better results, I'm willing to invest that money to get that tool. As I mentioned before, it's a love-hate relationship, not because of the performance of the machine, because it performs fantastically. It works great, and it really helps me in speeding up of any sanding chores, as you wish, and I can't fault it for that. For me, the dust port, not an issue. I've got something to sort that out. Fine, I've got no problem with that. Now the problem for me is I've spent 90 quid on this machine, more or less, give or take, but then I have to pay an extra 30 quid you know, ever so often to be able to use this machine, as the hook and loop system, the foot itself, well, you know, it stops working as it should. So from that perspective, it's definitely hate. I like to buy tools and not invest in them to work as they should. In this case, it's not like that. As not accounting for this, it's a brilliant tool that I could recommend to anybody. But considering that you will have to change the foot plate ever so often and pay the 30 quid if you want the original piece, it's not really worth it, and I would probably look for something else. Although, as mentioned before in the video, I've actually purchased on Amazon a replacement that is not obviously the original piece, and it's not arrived yet. So I will let you know as soon as I'll get it, and after a few months of using it, I'll do another video with this tool and let you know if that's actually any different, because I think then they cost about £7 so 7 quid comparing to 30 quid. I think I could live with that. But in the end, it's up to you what you want from your machine. I hope this video helped you a little bit in making up your mind, and it will help you in your future purchases. Obviously, the link to this machine, the original foot plate, and the foot plate that I've ordered that's not come yet, not the original piece. All the links will be down below in the description of this video if you want to check them out. And also, if you appreciate the videos I make for you, and I hope they bring you some information, entertainment maybe, or something else. If you do appreciate what I do, drop me that like button down below. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber for more videos in the future that we'll be making. And if you want to go a step forward and help me a little bit more, you can join my Patreon group and support me direct through that. A link to my Patreon is down below in the description of this video and in the pinned comment as well. And obviously I would like to take this time to thank you, my current patrons, because without you it would be hard to actually do this, you know, every penny counts nowadays really, and keeping up the lights and the materials and everything for you guys so you can enjoy this content. You know, it really helps a lot. And if you're interested in any of my other tools in the garage, and I've done quite a lot of recent re-reviews of the tools I've got after a couple of years of usage, so it's quite interesting information. So you can check out the playlist. It should be just located over here. Go and click it, check it out, because there may be tools you thinking of buying, you're not sure, so that could potentially help you out. But for now, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.